Hi there, everyone. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I thought to make another video, and it's on the topic of spending time alone. And I feel that this is so important. So very important. Learning to take the time just for yourself. Right? Not to do anything in particular. Not to, right, create anything, quote unquote, special with that time, with that space. But just to live in it. And sometimes you can only do that with yourself, right? Calibrating internally. Sometimes, right, it takes that silence in every way to open that door. And sometimes it can be hard, definitely, right? Because there's so much stimulation around us, so much chaos, spoken and unspoken, felt on levels that, right, we don't need external validation to feel affected by in some way. And it's especially true if you have a lot of water in your chart. But, right, we're all feelers. We're all sentient beings in many ways. And, right, there is and there can be this feeling of bombardment. And the question is, right, in the midst of that, of this externalized expression of our being, who we are, in the third dimension as humans, interacting with other humans in a very physical way. The question is, right, where do we take the time to live inside of ourselves? Just inside. Right? Sort of accepting and honoring that sacred space. Taking the time to meet yourself there every day. Or whenever you feel it. Right? So the question becomes, right, what takes you there? What compels you? What brings you down into yourself so deeply that you don't feel anything else around you, anyone else around you? You remain unaffected by all that is going on. What drives you to accept the journey towards finding yourself? Right? Is it meditation? Is it sitting in the middle of a prairie field and right, just accepting visually, sonically, energetically, all that's around you in that moment. What is it for you? Is it singing? Is it humming? Most importantly, right? Do you take the time to share that space of internal recalibration, that sacred activity with yourself, just as much, if not more, than those that you plan with others? And so there is this fundamental acceptance of the journey towards finding oneself. No matter what you face in this right dimension, this human existence, the prioritization of you throughout it all, right? Is that what you're living for? Is that what you're living towards? And so I was compelled to make this video, right? Because it truly can be so testing, so very testing, right? In this societal condition that we live in this human grade that we are born in. And the key is mastering that dance between the self and the whole, and coming into the self, working on creating yourself first by accepting yourself, acknowledging what you find, what you hear when you listen in on that space, right? That forms the glue that connects you to all those around you who too accept you, who too appreciate you, who want the best for you as who you are. Whatever and whoever that may be, right? Wherever you take you when you are taken in that space. Silence, really, right? Not necessarily going anywhere, but just going within, whatever it is that you find there, right? In that silence, when you're listening to that voice, that inner child speaking to you. Right? Natalie, I never had the chance to tell you this, but I really love to paint. That makes my heart sing. That makes my soul soar. But I never had the chance to tell you that, Natalie, because you were always busy. Right? Whatever you find in that space that belongs to you, that always belonged to you, embodying that connection that you hold with yourself, right, becomes the strength of the connection that you hold with those around you who accept who you really are, right? And so knowing who you really are is the very first step accepting, appreciating, loving who you really are inside, right? Mind, body, soul, is the glue. So it's a bit, right? It's like ironic how, depending on how you see it. It's like connecting more to myself, taking the time for myself, appreciating myself, taking that quote unquote alone time, right? Means me connecting more deeply with others. Means me forming partnerships that truly support who I am, not just on the outside, but right, also on the inside. So take that time, right? And it's always it's a test for all of us in dancing that dance as an individual and as an individual part of the greater collective, right? So I hope that this video was of help to you. And before I close it out, let us just appreciate the sunflowers here that are so beautiful, so incredibly captivating in their sunshine. And I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Bye.